Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Life Philosophy, where we dive deep into the stories and teachings that help us navigate the beautiful, messy journey of life. I'm thrilled to be with you today as we unpack a heartwarming and profoundly insightful tale from a small village in India, a story about a farmer whose constant worrying nearly robbed him of the joy in his life, and the wise Buddhist monk who helped him see the light. So, grab a cozy seat, maybe a warm cup of tea, and let's step into this story together. Trust me, it's one that might just hit close to home for many of us. Our story begins in a quaint little village, surrounded by sprawling fields of golden crops swaying in the breeze. At the heart of this village lived a farmer named Ramu. Now, Ramu wasn't just any farmer. He was a man blessed with abundance. Picture this: lush fields yielding bountiful harvests, 4 strong oxen to till the land, 2 sturdy bullock carts, a lovely home, a devoted wife named Sita, and 2 adorable children who filled his days with laughter. By all accounts, Ramu had everything a man could ask for. But here's the catch. Despite all these blessings, Ramu was a prisoner to his own mind. You see, Ramu had developed a terrible habit, worrying about everything under the sun. Day and night his mind churned with what-ifs. What if pests destroy my crops? What if stray animals trample my fields? What if a drought strikes? And it didn't stop there. He'd lie awake at night fretting over his oxen falling ill, his children's future, or whether he'd be left alone in his old age. It was as if he was living in a future that hadn't even happened yet, a future filled with every possible disaster his imagination could conjure. This constant worrying took a toll on him. The man who once whistled while working in the fields became irritable and restless. His family noticed the change. Sita, his ever-patient wife, tried to reason with him time and again. "Ramu, why do you burden yourself with things that haven't even happened? Look around you. Life is good," she'd say, her voice gentle but firm. But her words fell on deaf ears. Ramu's mind was a storm that refused to calm. One day, fed up with seeing her husband suffer, Sita decided enough was enough. She took Ramu by the hand and led him to the ashram of a wise Buddhist monk who lived on the outskirts of the village. This monk was no ordinary man. He was known far and wide for his deep wisdom and his ability to unravel the knots in people's hearts. With hope in their eyes, Ramu and Sita poured out their troubles before him. Ramu's voice trembled as he spoke. "Mahatma, I can't stop worrying. I think about terrible things that haven't even happened, and I'm drowning in this fear. Please help me." The monk listened quietly, his serene face giving nothing away. After a long pause, he nodded and said, "Come back tomorrow morning, and I will show you the way out of this maze of worry." Curious and hopeful, the couple returned home, wondering what the monk had in store. The next morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of gold, Ramu and Sita arrived at the ashram. What they saw left them utterly perplexed. The wise monk, who always seemed as calm as a still lake, was pacing restlessly. In front of him sat a simple glass of milk. Every few seconds he'd glance at the glass with furrowed brows, rub his head in distress, or tap the ground anxiously. It was as if the weight of the world rested on that little glass of milk. Unable to hold back, Ramu asked, "Mahatma, what's wrong? Why do you look so troubled?" The monk dramatically sighed and replied, "Oh, I'm so worried about this glass of milk. What if a cat knocks it over? What if the milk goes bad? Or what if one of my disciples drinks it by mistake? I've been restless since morning thinking about all this." Ramu and Sita couldn't help themselves. They burst into laughter. Wiping a tear from his eye, Ramu chuckled, "But Mahatma, the cat hasn't knocked it over, the milk hasn't gone bad, and no one has drunk it yet. Why worry about something that hasn't happened and might never happen?" The monk's eyes twinkled as a gentle smile spread across his face. "Exactly, my friend. That's what I'm trying to show you. Why waste your energy worrying about a future that hasn't arrived? Many of the things we fear never come to pass, and even if they do, remember this: If you've built something once, you can build it again. If you can't, then know that with every challenge comes the strength to face it. Life has a way of equipping us when the time comes. Those words struck Ramu like a bolt of lightning. He stood there frozen as the truth sank in. He had been doing the same thing, worrying about disasters that hadn't happened, living in a prison of his own making. Tears welled up in his eyes as he fell at the monk's feet. "Thank you, Mahatma," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "From today, I promise to try my best to let go of this useless habit." Now, let's pause here for a moment, friends. Isn't this something so many of us do? We carry the weight of 100 tomorrows on our shoulders, forgetting to live in the only moment we truly have, the present. I remember a time in my own life when I'd lie awake at night worrying about a presentation at work. What if I mess up? What if my boss isn't impressed? Round and round my thoughts went until I realized I was losing sleep over something I couldn't control in that moment. It was a small but powerful wake-up call to focus on what I could do, prepare well, and trust myself. The monk's teaching reminds me of a beautiful Zen saying, "When you walk, just walk. When you eat, just eat." It sounds simple, but it's profound. It's about being fully present, not letting our minds wander to regrets of the past or fears of the future. Imagine how much lighter we'd feel if we could train ourselves to live this way. So, how do we break free from the cycle of worry, just like Ramu did? The answer lies in mindfulness. We need to become aware of our thoughts, to catch ourselves when we spiral into what-ifs. Take a moment each day to sit quietly, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Observe your thoughts without judgment. You'll be amazed at how often your mind drifts to unnecessary worries and how, with practice, you can gently bring it back to the here and now. As I wrap up this story, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. Life is too precious to spend in the shadow of fear. Like Ramu, we all have our worries, but we also have the power to let them go. Let's take a page from his journey and choose to live fully in the present, trusting that whatever comes, we'll face it with the strength we're given in that moment. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful exploration today. If Ramu's story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe a worry you've been carrying that you're ready to release. Until next time, remember to breathe, to be present, and to trust in the unfolding of life. This is Life Philosophy, signing off with love and light. See you soon.